Welcome to Wickwood Cottage, where art, candles and a little bit of crafting magic comes to life. We're Rob and Jackie, and this channel is all about making the most of what we've got, dreaming big, even later in life, and sharing a slower, more creative way of living. This is our journey. Just finished a big repotting session. Oh dear, we're in a bit of a mess. Not a mess, but we're a bit crowded. So now look, we've got so many plants that have all come off, just 2 plants. So we had, see that plant there? Sorry for the dish rag. We had that plant there, Big Mama, I call her, Mama Jade. She was gifted to me by a lady called Annie, who was performing a QHHT session on myself and my hubby, and I saw how many plants she'd got in her room, and I was like, whoa. And she said, would you like some cuttings? And she just gave me a tiny baby jade plant and a tiny baby spider plant. And those 2 plants, well, you can see Mama Jade there. She's now looking a little bit worse for wear, because you should have seen how much I cut off her. Not yesterday, the day before. She should have been repotted into one of these inner pots. Look at my fingers. Oh, they're awful. I need a big bath now and a scrub. So I bought a load of these pots yesterday. Those bamboo pots there. I love those. I'm going to show you. These are really lovely. They're like quite hard. Sorry, baby. And they're very, I think they're compostable. But they're really, really stiff, and obviously not as bad for the planet as that last one. So my windowsills have been like this. So I've been not propagating baby jade leaves. I don't know if they're called leaves or not, for those things there. So that's Big Mama, and if you could have seen her before, Big Mama was her name. So you will have understood why I call her Big Mama. Right now, she doesn't look like Big Mama because she's been trimmed down. You can see here, look, sorry for going back and forth. You can see here we've cut off these 2 stems because they were coming out and they were bending. She was too big, and there was something else here by this stone. This stone wasn't there. There was another one coming out here that had rooted and grown 2 off. And she was just being weighed down. She was top heavy. So I thought, if I cut her right down, take some babies off, and I'll show you the others in the bathroom in a minute, and we've got some upstairs, and we've got some in the living room. She has provided us with so many opportunities to grow babies. I mean, these I've had to trim again. So last year, these are about a year old now. This one, I trimmed them all actually last year. But this one, if you can see that shoot that's coming off there, where I cut it off last year, that's grown. This year it was about this tall, and it was getting very like gangly and thin, and I thought, no, I need to cut down and start broadening out at the bottom. So I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here. I just watch YouTube. So I've cut them again. You can see I've cut that one again. And if all goes to plan, we should get another shoot coming off just under where where I've cut. You can see these are growing, and I wanted to repot these, but although I've bought a load of these pots here, these little pots, I haven't got anywhere to put them. I want a greenhouse. If I have a greenhouse, I can propagate them in there, keep them nice and warm in there, keep them light, because they love light apparently. Yeah, let me show you the ones in the bathroom. So there's Papa Spider. So this is the spider plant that has provided us with all the others. Now this doesn't seem to propagate as quickly as the jade plants, because we've only had two times of being able to pinch off the little bits that grow off these. So I've got a feeling this is another one coming off here, look. But I've just cut 2 stems off. Now this one here, I've just repotted him because I had 4 of them in the same pot, and they'd all grown to about this. So what you saw in the kitchen there, this is one of those. So there was 4 in the same pot, and I've just taken all 4 out and give them their own pots. We've got, these are some baby jades that were growing in another pot that I had. Excuse the windowsill, I've not cleaned up yet. And then these are fresh ones. So what I took off the jade the other day, I had to throw a lot away, which breaks my heart to do that, but I managed to get enough. I've got these little takeaway dishes, and so now I've just poked them in. This is what I've done with all of them. Poke them in, and these will just take, well, they'll take a few months. And some of the ones I've pinched out today, although you couldn't see any growth, as I've pinched them out, the growth has just started underneath, so it was still within the soil. So I've repotted them. I repotted these yesterday. So the 3 you've just seen in there that are quite big now that I've had to cut down again, they were in these 3 pots. So I've taken them out, give them their new pot, slightly bigger, and these baby ones have been put into their own pots. So now these will be in here for a good year, if not longer. They'll grow, but they'll slow down in winter. Well, maybe they won't slow down in winter because we keep them indoors. Obviously, they're indoor plants. But yeah, it's amazing. Just 2 plants. Papa Spider, Mama Jade have given us all these and potentially a lot more that we've had to throw away. So here we go, more. So we've got 3 more there. I'll give them nice names, Luke, so they can grow in love and peace and harmony. Now this one was a bough, if you like, that was coming off Mama Jade. So this isn't rooted yet. This has just been literally popped into soil with some routine powder, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it will root and start to grow its own plant here. But again, this is off Mama Jade. These are what I cut off yesterday. That one is off Mama Jade too. So when I say she was big, and you know, I'm hoping that they will grow. And then we've got some more little babies, Luke, that had already started there. You can just see them. You can't see this one yet, but there is growth underneath, so you can see those growing. So hopefully we'll have some lovely jade plants. Yeah. On a completely different note, the day after we got the keys to the shop, I went to work on the Thursday. I've got the keys on the Wednesday. I went to work on the Thursday, and Rob whizzed down to the shop and did this. He literally took the whole of the carpet up. Now that carpet was pretty smelly, and it still is in the shop. It's cut up into small pieces now and it's stored in the kitchen. But with all of this scaffolding and the paint and the boxes that you can see here, they're not ours. They are they belong to the painters of Longton Exchange. And so Rob had to move everything around just so he could lift the darn carpet up. So he continues to the front of the shop, having to move all of the scaffolding to the back of the shop, but you can see him here. So he's nearly done. He did say that it was pretty easy to get up. It did pull up the floor in places, so where it was really stuck down, you can now see that there are little bits of floor that we need to put some kind of levelling material, whatever it is you put into the floor to keep it straight or to make it straight. But yeah, you can see he found it. He didn't find it too difficult to get everything up. He might have found it easy, but I think this video shows he was pretty pleased when it was all done. We're here, we're in the shop. That's obviously the view from the inside, looking out. You don't want to see the inside, it's so messy. The floor has already been picked up. Rob came down yesterday and literally lifted all of that up by himself. So you can see down here the remnants of the stinky carpet, because it really was stinky. And there are some patches of floor that we need to repair, but it's not too bad, is it?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
So we've still got all of this here. This is not ours. This has been stored in here since the shop was empty. The painters have been storing this scaffolding and paint pots and whatnot in the shop. So we don't mind, but obviously now we want to get in and we want to start doing stuff. I mean, the floor really does need to be levelled. We're not going to get anyone in to level it because that would cost a fortune. So it doesn't look too bad. It's just in places it needs a little bit, like by the door, that bit of floor there, you can see here, it sort of sinks a little bit. And obviously it needs a good sweep. You can see sand on the floor. But that bit there, that bit of carpet needs to come up, and that needs to be levelled off somehow and make it flush to the actual floor. So yeah, so we'll do a quick tour. We've got a little cupboard here, which is, it really is just a little cupboard. You can see, oh my goodness, turn the light on. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I don't even know where it is. Oh, it's there. So this is just a cupboard, and it's bright orange. So I don't suppose we'll be doing a great deal in here other than sweeping up, maybe painting so we can see a little bit better, and storing some stuff. That cupboard there has got a lot of electrics in it, so we can't put anything in front of that really. That noise is Rob's feet coming down the stairs. So let me turn the light off and we'll come out. It's a pretty big space though, Luke. It's really nice. We're gonna have, at the back there, it's gonna be all industrial units, which we're going to make look like a garden fence, aren't we? And then we're going to work there. So we're going to have quite a big workspace. So people can come in and they can watch what we're doing, which is really immersive, really nice. That's it down here. We've just got all of that. Haven't we, love?
We got all of that.
We got all of that. Need a bit of boxing in there. The ceiling needs something. Roberto's got some good ideas about hanging umbrellas and florals and ivy and maybe some like lantern shades, and I said they would look like dandelions, so that'd be really quite nice. And let me take you upstairs. There is no light on, that's the only thing. So this this staircase goes on and on, Luke. The first time I walked in this shop and actually saw this staircase, it reminded me of The Exorcist. So, you know the scene in The Exorcist where I think it's the priest gets knocked out of the window and falls all the way down the stairs? Well, that's what this reminds me of. More carpet's been carried up. This is the kitchen, so obviously this needs a big clean. That's out front. It won't be too bad. That will clean up quite nice. And we've got a bit of a scabby kitchen, but it's a kitchen. And we don't care. We love it. We love the scabby kitchen. So we are going to make this room into, it's still going to be a kitchen because it's a really useful space. So obviously we might replace the cupboards or just tidy them up somehow and have a kettle and stuff like that here. Might put some shelving up. We thought that this might make a nice kind of office space, breakout room. We have got a settee at home. We could have the settee in here and a computer chair, computer table, and have all that in here. That would be quite nice because this is going to be a home from home, so we're going to be spending an awful lot of time down here. Then obviously that's the top of the stairs. We've just come up. This bit is, it leads to another room. So we've got a store cupboard here. So we've got a nice space there to store stocks or whatever we want in there, whatever we need. That's the tank. In here, there's a little bit of space there, but not too much. So there's that, and then we've got this room as well. So at the minute, all our crates are in here, tools, because, well, we've just started bringing these down because, well, work starts now, doesn't it? So this room is just really a square room with a little bit of an alcove there. So eventually this could be the room we make the wax melts in, but at the minute we're keeping our studio, so the wax melts will be carried, at the minute we'll carry on doing them up there. So wax melts candles there until we've actually finished the shop, and then once we've done that we will decide what's going to happen in here. But it's a really useful space, so whether it's packing orders, whether it's stocks, that kind of thing, but we're happy we've got enough space for the stock downstairs in the cabinets and things that we're going to buy. So this here is the loo. It's a bit dark. I don't think that light works. No, it's only a toilet. I don't know why I'm showing you really. So we've got quite a nice large toilet, which we will tidy up and make look really nice and comfortable to use. And then outside we go out back there. So this is weird because these shops are, it's like they're underground because this is floor level, and yet when you've gone all the way down the stairs you've still got floor level there. So we're hoping to put a fence here all the way around, and this can be Floki's space. So when he's down with us, he'll be able to come outside. Obviously he'll be able to run downstairs, and we're going to seal off the work area so that he can run into that area but won't run into the shop, because he will wreck everything and he will jump all over everybody. And this is the exchange. So this row of shops, you've got a corporate side over there, and you've got not a very nice side over there, but you've got a lot of independent shops, Luke. So if I come over here, the one next to us is empty, but you've got a Moroccan cafe there. You've got a shop that's opening tomorrow there, Parsley and Sage. You can't really see, let me zoom in. So Parsley and Sage, a flower shop there. You've got a guy that sells records and weird stuff. You've got the Moroccan cafe, I'm going to zoom out. That there is empty. Next to us, you've got a bath bomb shop, home fragrance sort of stuff, a bit like ours. You've got Kiln at number 12 there. That guy there does pottery. It's a cafe, but it's you can go and paint a pot, you can have workshops and things. Next to that is Witchy Knees, got some art in that shop. Next to that we've got a dog shop, So Very Dog, and the one at the bottom is actually the shop that we wanted to win when we were in the competition, and the competition winners won that shop. So we looked at that shop and our shop, and of course, so our second choice was this shop. Have you noticed the windows? We're pink. We're definitely pink. And you can't see in. Oh, that's weird. Marvellous. So there you have it. The shop. It's so very exciting, isn't it? We've done a lot more since, you know. We've all the walls are painted now. You'll see it in the next video, but this video was all about the start. It's the beginnings of it. The mess that was there, the smell that was there. And don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near complete, nowhere near. The smell is still there really, because although the carpet's up, it's still in the kitchen. It's not been gotten rid of yet. And although it doesn't smell quite so bad, and I think that's probably because we've done things like paint and other things that have created other smells which have taken over this musty smell of the carpet. But it's coming along. It really is coming along, and I am knackered. I am now just going to go to Lidl to do some shopping, but then it'll be back down the shop. And today it's really quite nice, because today because we've done a lot more that you just haven't seen yet. Today there is an artisan fair in Longton Exchange, and we did have a little thought of maybe opening the doors so people could see in, maybe having some wax melts free of charge as samples outside. But then we don't want to tread on anyone else's toes who happens to be selling wax melts. So I think we're doing our windows today. So the windows are painted, and the shelves are up, and the doors are up, all of that. But we thought, well, we haven't dressed them, because the plans slightly changed in that we found out we were liable for the rates. Now, small businesses usually get, here in the UK, they get an exemption from business rates. You don't have to pay anything. However, we have got to, because we're not trading from the shop, we've got to. So we're trying to be a little bit quicker than we'd anticipated to open in maybe July instead of August. That means then we'll probably only have to pay 1 month of the rates. As soon as we start trading, we can apply for exemption. So then everything will be okay then. So well, you've seen the beginnings, and in the next video, you'll just see a little bit further.